Welcome back to the 3 a.m. Greenhorn photo taker. I had sunrise plans and woke up at 2 a.m. and said, wait a minute, just try it, Lou. You know the weather wasn't supposed to cooperate. Little windy, mostly cloudy was the forecast. But here I am in a dark sky location shooting astro photography. And as you can see, I've been met with some success. Okay, let me explain how we got here. Last night at dinner, I realized that, man, if there really are coyotes and the occasional mountain lion and the occasional bear, I need to stick close to the car. So that's what I decided to do. And it left me with a little bit of a gray pall over the whole situation as I was going to bed, but knew I would always make the most of it, right? But then 2 a.m., like I said, came around and boom, all of a sudden, I was ready. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot miss this dark sky opportunity. Even though I knew there was 25 mile an hour winds forecast, plus mostly cloudy skies, I had to give it a shot, and I'm so glad I did. The winds were pretty strong. I'd say 20, maybe not 25, but there is not a single cloud in the sky that I can see. So a little bit of luck goes a long way. Just get out there and I guess give it a shot and see what happens. But now it's a little bit later and I'm not going to drive back to the hotel just to come back here for sunrise. So I think I will close my eyes for a little bit. It's just too cold and windy to sit outside and enjoy the stars. So I'll catch a few minutes shut-eye. Well, completely against my better judgment, I decided to go for that walk. It's a few minutes before golden hour starts. It is so cold in the wind. It's making this a little difficult. I wasn't as prepared as I thought I would be, but that's okay. We have about a half hour of this to endure, and then I can go get some breakfast and some sleep. Really happy I came. It's very bright out. There really, in hindsight, should have been no worries about walking over here. But let's get going. Let's get this started. And here is what I'm looking at composition-wise. As the sun rises behind me, this should begin to glow first, this area. Can't wait to see that. I have a leading line with this worm-like feature and also some interest in the different levels of the midground. So, I don't know. I know I'm not at my best right now, but I'm thinking this looks pretty good. Pretty good. I wish there was better sky because this just seems like a little bit of a waste. When in picture mode, there's a little bit more blue sky there. That may be some cropping at the end will take care of that for me. I'll point it out on screen if you can see it behind me. But during the night, man, so it was probably 2.5 hours of trying to sleep with the car being buffeted around pretty hefty at times from the wind. But I kept on seeing lights in the distance on the mountain. So I think someone, or I think two people, were actually walking their way up to Mount Whitney. I guess if you start at the base, that really can't be a one-day trek. I don't really know. But I definitely saw two lights winding their way up probably Whitney Portal Road and then starting the hike once they got to Whitney Portal. God bless them. That is a haul and a half. I'm dying, people. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I also was shooting my video on 10,000 ISO. I think there's the first light. Let's switch to photo. There we go. First light. See it on top of that ridge? Range of light does not disappoint. I don't even know if you can hear me. So I'm just firing off exposures every couple seconds and adjusting my shutter speed to keep it at -3 the whole time. Man, I've dreamt of this for so long. Feels good to accomplish things, doesn't it? And again, I mean, look at what's around me. And somehow I have this place to myself. I don't understand. Maybe it's illegal. Absolutely stunning. Man, what a day to be alive. As the sun hits that mini mountain, I am going to call it a morning. I'm freezing, I'm tired, but man, this was so worth it. Not sure what I will have on tap for the rest of the day, besides a good long sleep, but we'll find out soon.
Myself when I was young. Killed myself when I was young. With my fingers on a poison gun. With my fingers on a poison gun. 'Cause I had to come back new. 'Cause I had to come back new. Wanna walk on the ocean blue.
Okay, day 3 continues. I'm watered, I'm rested. It is stunning in the morning here in terms of weather. It's 65, breezy. Man, it's a day you can feel like you can stay out there all day. So this is going to be an easy day. I scouted a lot yesterday. I feel like I have a know for the area. And I think now I'm just gonna walk around and drive around. And just do things more as a tourist than a photographer.
Come back new. Wanna walk on the ocean blue. Wanna walk on the ocean blue.
Continuing my wishes to be a tourist for the afternoon, I headed up to the ghost town and former mining community of Cerro Gordo. Known nowadays mainly for the Ghost Town Living YouTube channel, a very popular channel. This was actually a working mine for almost 90 years, starting in the late 1860s. In present day terms, I think they pulled out perhaps $600 million in various ore. I think it was silver, zinc, and lead is what they pulled out into depths of over 1,100 feet. In 2020, Brent purchased the mine and the entire town and created the YouTube channel. And it's pretty great, it's a good channel.
Hello there, my name is Brent, and behind me is the abandoned mining town of Cerro Gordo. Back in the 1800s, this was a mining boom town. There were thousands of residents, hundreds of buildings, and they pulled $500 million worth of ore out of these hills you see behind me. I've been living up here for the past 4 years, trying to bring the town back to life. I spent my days exploring the abandoned mines, fixing up the old buildings, going on hikes, and just trying to understand everything that I can about this town.
For me, part of the excitement was the anticipation of an 8-mile drive, 5,000 feet up a dirt road. To be frank though, this ended up being nearly terrifying, and I hated just about every moment of the drive, both on the way up and on the way down. I normally don't mind dirt roads at all. I don't mind, fall-offs to my left or right. But this one had large sections that were only passable in one direction, and there was two-way traffic on the route. So I was terrified of having to back up along an S-turn or a double S-turn with drop-offs to one side or the other. I honestly didn't know how I would do that in any sort of time frame that wouldn't annoy every other driver around, and that's all I thought about on the way up and down. I never took out the real camera. I quickly toured up top and only used my cell phone for all the pictures you saw earlier. I even sat in the car for 10 minutes after I was done, waiting for another group to leave in their car so I could follow them down. And I only thought this was a good idea because I figured 2 cars back to back would force the car coming up the hill into having to back down instead of the both of us. In actuality, no cars ever came up, and the only thing I did was dim the footage by having so much dust accumulate on the GoPro. Looking at the footage now, I definitely, or probably at least, overreacted, but in the moment I was furious, both at my cowardice and the fact that California code allows such a drive to even exist. I did buy a sweatshirt though. Okay, we're back in the hills for sunset. Scoped out another location. I thought about sitting amongst some of the boulders within Alabama Hills and not focusing on the Sierra Nevada ridgeline behind me. But I'm a sucker for a good mountain, so we are back with a similar view as to what we've seen before. And I'm really hoping, even though it's more cloudy than it was last night, maybe that'll allow some of those high clouds to catch fire and really turn a light. And that's really what I wanted is the Sierra Nevadas with an open valley view right underneath it and see what I can do. So what I'm hoping for is this, obviously the sky up here is going to, in theory, light up. Last night it lit up, but I had left the location, so only got to see it from a different vantage point that wasn't really a landscape photo. So yeah, I'm just hoping that I can see colors in the sky throughout this whole ridgeline. I will not be out here for any type of astro tonight. I've had my fill of shaking in the cold, but we'll give this until 8 o'clock or so. A little history, I didn't realize it, but we're like right next to a fault line, and that's really what has helped drive the wedge between the Sierra Nevadas and the Inyo Mountains behind us. Over millions of years, this whole Owens Valley has started to sink in and split apart a bit. So it was pretty cool to learn about some of the geology of the area. It has really afforded us this incredibly beautiful place. And I guess these are all lava, encrusted formations that have since weathered away with the winds and the rains over the millennia. Pretty darn great. All right, let's hope this works out. If you look closely, not this car, but this car, that is where I was stationed last night for sunset. I'm ready to go. Well, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen now. It is officially 1 minute until sunset. There's still no color in the sky, but this was around the time last night where everything started to come together. So we'll give this another 15 minutes and see what happens. All right, I'm calling it. This is the first bust of the trip. And it's bittersweet because it ends the Alabama Hills and Death Valley photography portion of the road trip. Tomorrow I take a circuitous route back to Las Vegas, maybe 500 miles in the car, just for the fun of it. So there won't be time for composition building tomorrow. But reflecting on Alabama Hills and Death Valley, it's an experience I will never forget. Both places are simply magical, and I'm so glad I had an opportunity to explore it and have, I think, some success in it. I can't wait to look at these shots on the back of camera. So that's it for tonight. One more video, and thanks everyone for watching. Get out and explore.